Hey y'all, welcome to PJs and Mugs. This is story time with Jessica. It's all good. Hey y'all, welcome back to PJs and Mugs. I am back. Jessica, it's all good here, by the way. I am back with another teeny tiny mug because of my wonderful husband who came back with a bootleg Valentine's gift. Fun, trying to get me something for my job, except instead of getting mugs, he got shot glasses with handles on them, baby mugs, wannabe mugs, not real mugs. And to make it worse, I know I have a whole set called We're All Chocolate, like a whole special called We're All Chocolate. I know I have merch that says We're All Chocolate, but I have a confession. I don't actually eat that much chocolate. I don't eat that much candy. If I eat chocolate, it's got to have like some nuts involved or like Almond Joys, Mr. Good bars. You're never going to catch me eating straight chocolate. So why did he think this was a good idea? Just like last week where he got me a teeny tiny mug. This one's supposed to be the his and the other one's supposed to be the hers. But I'm like, no, baby, I'm going to put these little mugs on my show, since you got them for the show, to show everybody that my husband can't tell size. This is, I'm a clean comedian, so I'm going to stop right there. But the point is, this is not a mug. Look at that. Look at this little baby mug. Where'd it go? Right? Anyway, but I guess I'll sip on this once again. I will be grateful I'm not that thirsty right now because this would do nothing for me. Anyway, cheers, and welcome back. I hope you got your PJs on. I hope you're getting ready for bed as I tell you another fun story in this crazy life. There's a long time ago, I didn't know I was going to be a comedian. I had big plans, and it's so funny how you can have plans and those plans can evolve. And when you're young, you're just trying to get that next goal and get that next thing. I had the things I was working for, but the biggest thing I wanted more than anything when I was a teenager at the tender age of 16 was to finally get my driver's license. And I feel this is a very relatable story, maybe, I guess. If you live in places like down south here where we have dirt roads, open roads, or interstates, but like we don't have the kind of public transportation that is as easy. Like people who ride public transportation, they're constantly doing their thing for hours trying to get somewhere. But like out where I was living, we didn't even have that at the time. We were in Pickens County, South Carolina. We moved from Greenville to Pickens when I was in middle school. So in high school, we learned to drive on like 2-lane streets and stuff like that. So the reason I wanted to talk about this, because I think it's a funny story, and I think the irony of how my life ended up is even funnier. Going from a place where things were a lot busier to a school with like 600 students, everybody was driving. It was like the country. And in the country, you had your big trucks. I remember my daddy had his Bronco #1. Like we were out, like we used to go mud riding, like mudding. Well, I don't even remember what it's called, but we'd ride with my daddy's Bronco and we'd bounce up and down. And I couldn't wait to drive my dad's Bronco. I didn't care if I drove my mom's minivan. I just wanted to drive, except I couldn't get past the test. Like I couldn't, I failed my driver's test 4 times, y'all. That's right. I had to take it 5 times. So I wanted to break that down because one day I ended up accidentally joking about it in the show. And I was like, this is a good story. I feel like this could encourage somebody. Now, a lot of people got on the first. Like my younger brother, he learned to drive at 15 and he got that thing immediately. He had a special license at 15. Good for him. He was the one who could just do stuff. Me and my older brother, though, it took some time. Now, I did great on the permit test. When I got to that first driver's test and they're like, you didn't pass, I was like, oh. But I get it. I was parallel parking, and apparently parallel parking was like super hard. But you know what else was really hard? Backing up in a straight line. Like I just couldn't do it. I was just like it was like the way I color. I don't do well with coloring in the lines. I try. I'm like, okay, you can do it, Jessica. You got this. Just ah! And that is me coloring. It's really bad. My handwriting is a joke. Someone said I write like an 8-year-old boy. That was nice. Good thing all these kids type on computers now, so they don't have to worry about that. But I just couldn't get that straight line effect. I couldn't get it. Now we have cameras. Where was that? Okay, y'all, now you would think I could back up like a boss because it's like just stay in the lines. And sometimes when I park, it's like, eh. But the point is, I'm in the lines. I don't care what my husband says, okay? But that first time failing, that hurt. But I'm like, you know what? Get up, dust yourself off, try again. I'll get it on the next one. Except I didn't get it on the next one. And everyone's talking about, I'm going to go get my driver's license today. And I realized I couldn't do that because if I tell someone I'm going to get my license and then I come back again with no license, the embarrassment, okay? So then I did my third test. And y'all, it was so embarrassing when we pulled over and I knew I had failed because I was getting used to this whole failing thing. That like, I was like, just like, okay, thank you. Yeah, you can go now. Thanks to the instructor. And once this woman got out my car, I bawled like a baby, like a whole baby. And I'm like, what am I not getting right? Who? Now, my parents were teaching me, and I'm not going to say one parent can drive better than the other, but let's just say one is a truck driver, where you got to do all these things to get a special license to drive, and one is not. And that was the one who was teaching me to drive the most. And I'm just going to stop right there. My family watches the show. Love y'all. But I just couldn't get it. And I remember one time I was getting a lesson on driving on the interstate. I think I was just really nervous about driving because we had to get on I-85. Now, if you live in Atlanta, you know Interstate 85 has 8 lanes on one side. That is 16 lanes at one point when you're in the downtown connector, which is, by the way, 2 interstates coming together before they split off again. It's crazy. So driving out here is insane. But back home, I-85 is 2 lanes on each side. That's it. So when my mom took me out there, and I freaked out when I saw a transportation truck. I was like, oh no. And I like freaked out. I'm like, oh, I can't do it. We're going to die. I got off the exit, got into a petition lane and cried like a baby. And my mom was like, you're going to get back out there. And I'm like, but we almost died. She's like, get back there. And I'm like, but we're going to die. And I was forced to drive on the interstate, but I was crying like, oh my God, the transportation trucks are going to hit me. We're going to die. I'll keep my eyes on the road. It was rough. So I already had the failed test number 3. I'm crying like a baby. I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do. And then I have the 4th test. And you know when you're just over it, you're like, oh, I failed again. Fine. Thank you. Bye. Get out my car, please. Okay, got it. This is a story about resilience, people. Because I could have given up after that. And I could have stopped and said, you know what? I'm just going to walk. It's only 2 days to get to places around here. But finally, when I went back for that 5th test, something was special about this test. I had been dreaming of getting the coveted red parking pass for the juniors and the seniors at my school. And I was like, if I can pass this, I could finally borrow my parents' car because they weren't going to buy us a car. But we could borrow the car and we could have some level of freedom. So my older brother, just like I said, my younger brother, let's go. He gets it. He's got it all. But my older brother and I, we were like trying to make this thing happen. I had already started driving in 10th grade. I was in 15, now I'm 16. It is almost in a junior year. What are we doing? But we got there and we both took that test back to back. And let me tell you something. Not only did my brother pass, but I passed. It only took me 5 tries. Never give up, people. Never give up. And let me tell you the even bigger, brighter side of that story. I live in Atlanta. Our driving is officially worse than New York City. You know why? Because someone from New York City told me that our driving is worse. I was in LA. People are like, LA is horrible. I was in LA for 2 weeks. I was fine. I'm like, I don't know what everybody's talking about. This is good. And then it hit me. It's because I live around a bunch of crazy people where we have to talk a lot of smack just to make it in traffic with a smile because, people are crazy. But I live in Atlanta, and what if I passed that test too soon? What if I'd gotten too cocky? I would have had many accidents by now. I have only hit parked things. I've worked on it, don't worry, but there was a few. But that's not the point. The point is I have been out here for nearly 17 years and have not had a wreck on the interstate. Thank you, Jesus. That was almost wood. And I have been doing great. Yeah, you get tickets. That's what they do out here. But on our interstates, they're like, look, just don't hit nothing. We'll come get you if you do. I am so happy that I went through that I never gave up, because not only did I pass, I came to Atlanta and was able to master 8 lanes. Y'all, that same little girl who couldn't seem to pass that driver's test is a grown woman switching lanes, eating a sandwich in one hand, like picking out the hairs out the chin in the other lane, and then getting all the way over into the Peach Pass lane, which if you gotta be here know what it is, but the point is all of that in 1 mile. It is like, look what I've become. I'm an excellent driver. And it only took me 5 tries. So I encourage you. There's a dream you might have. It might be a big dream. It might be a little dream. But whatever dream it is, it doesn't matter how many times it takes you. It doesn't matter if you have to cry on the 3rd time and pretend it doesn't affect you on the 4th time. Keep trying. And one day, you'll drive in Atlanta too. Well, I am out of that. Thank you for listening to this fun random story on me trying to attempt to drive, and I hope it's inspired someone today. It definitely took me back in time, and now I'm gonna go and try to win more goals in life. Enjoy the end of your weekend. Good luck at work tomorrow. Thank you so much. I'll see y'all next week, and cheers. Bye.